The first thing the woman did after her rebirth was marry the commander who had loved her for 10 years without hesitation on the day her husband died. She then burned her husband's household registration booklet. Strangely, her husband's younger brother was visibly nervous upon seeing this and even pulled out his documents with his bare hands. He angrily rebuked the woman for burning his documents. The woman immediately explained that it was her husband's household registration booklet and that now that he was dead, her belongings were hers to do with. She snatched the booklet and threw it into the brazier. She then feigned grief, declaring that she would not let anyone take her husband's belongings. She even cried out in heartache, saying that her husband had suffered too much in this life and that he should be a domesticated animal in the next. This instantly infuriated the man. The woman's actions were driven by the fact that the man before her was her husband. In her previous life, her husband and his twin brother had participated in a disaster relief mission together, but he had died while doing so. The woman, deeply in love with her husband, rejected the commander's proposal for his sake and even broke her leg to earn money to support her daughter. Her leg was amputated, but she eventually discovered her husband wasn't dead at all. The real deceased was her husband's younger brother. The woman angrily questioned her husband's deception, but he showed no remorse. He said he was afraid his sister-in-law wouldn't be able to handle the loss of her brother, that she was too fragile to handle it, so he disguised himself as a younger brother to leave her a child. But the woman couldn't accept this ridiculous excuse. She angrily denounced her husband as a heartless man. She wanted to report her husband's fake death to the police, but her husband pushed her aside. The next moment, she was transported back to the funeral of her husband's fake death. Faced with the commander's proposal, the woman accepted without hesitation. Because he had to go on a mission, he gave her all his savings and promised to come back 2 days to get a marriage certificate. As soon as the commander left, the scumbag and his mother-in-law arrived. The little girl hugged the scumbag. She knew he smelled like her father, but he pushed her away, claiming he was her uncle. Seeing this, the woman told her daughter that her father had passed away. To prevent the scumbag from reclaiming her husband's status, the woman burned his household registration book. The next day, the mother-in-law urged the woman to cook for the family. The woman knew her mother-in-law was deliberately using her as free labor, but she happily agreed and prepared 3 dishes and a soup. However, the man took a closer look at the dishes on the table and was afraid to eat them because he was allergic to mushrooms, so he had to eat another plate of meat. However, the scumbag was out of breath after finishing a piece of meat. He didn't know that the woman had secretly added mushrooms to the meat. The mother-in-law immediately reprimanded the woman for cooking mushrooms even though she knew the scumbag was allergic to them. The woman immediately reminded her mother-in-law that it was her deceased husband who was allergic to mushrooms. How could the scumbag be allergic to mushrooms? Mushroom allergy. Therefore, the scumbag was left speechless. In a blink of an eye, the day the woman and the commander had agreed to marry arrived. Seeing the gifts the commander had brought back for them, the woman was overjoyed. This was the first time someone had ever paid such attention to her. The little girl also loved the commander's father. She told her mother she would never mistake her father for the wrong one again. She also said whoever treated her mother well would be her father.